Hello everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. For everyone else, welcome back. It is June 1st, and that means starting a new reading month. I am using my bingo board to keep me motivated. My goal is to read 24 books in June and July. We'll see how that goes. But I have started The Eyes of the Queen by Oliver Clements. This is a series that, from what I understand, follows basically the beginning of MI6. And this first book is The Spies of Queen Elizabeth I. So I am going to jump into that while I enjoy some coffee this morning and see where this one takes me. I'll check in later. I am now halfway through The Eyes of the Queen, right? That's the title. The Eyes of the Queen, yes. This one is a historical mystery. And we have some things going on that I am very confused about. So we have a group of spies who are collecting documents for Queen Elizabeth, specifically on finding the Northward Passage, and one of these spies has located a set of, an excerpt from some journals that are supposed to tell it what's going on. While in the process, the English spy, an English spy who is transporting these documents is killed, and the documents end up in the hands of the French and then in the hands of Spain. But when another English spy goes to reclaim these documents from the woman who stole them, it comes to light that things are not as black and white as they seem, and I'm not sure where this is going beyond that. A lot of intrigue going on, though. The writing is really good, and I'm enjoying the author's skills. But again, I don't know exactly. I haven't figured out what the purpose is yet. So I'm going to keep reading, and I will check in with you guys at the end. So I have just finished The Eyes of the Queen, and really this one is mostly about kind of the start of MI6. The whole book really feels like it's that setup. It almost has middle book syndrome, where it's just trying to get you to the next point. But I'm going to give the series a chance. I did get all 4 through Netgalley, and so I do need to read and review them. Hopefully the next one picks up better and is not as meandering and confusing as this one is. Overall, I enjoyed the writing style, obviously enough to continue, but like I said, this one just felt a little meandery, set up type novel. So I am going to call it a night tonight, but then tomorrow I will start The Queen's Men by Oliver Clements. Hello everyone. So it is Sunday morning. Well, Sunday afternoon, I guess, technically. I've just gotten back from church. And I'm going to start The Queen's Men by Oliver Clements. This is the second in the Agents of the Crown. And in this one, reading the synopsis, it looks like it has a very clear plot of where it's going. It's not the setup of MI6, but it does have its own kind of mystery slash thriller going on. So we have Queen Elizabeth I is out riding in her carriage, and she is ambushed by a masked assassin, and she gets away safely, obviously, but then it becomes the agent's jobs to find out who had done this. Along with this, Queen Elizabeth is going to send Dr. D off to locate a important piece or an important formula, ingredient. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but she sends him off to get this information for a concoction that is supposed to protect her. So I'm gonna jump into this in just a moment. I think while I do that, I'm gonna crochet some, but we'll see how, have to see how I feel after I eat a little bit. I'm kind of peckish right now. So I am going to get started, and I will check in with you soon. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning. I finished The Queen's Men last night. I didn't update on Sunday night or Monday with that one just because I was worried about giving spoilers. This is the second book in a series about Queen Elizabeth I and her MI6 men. I really liked The Queen's Men a lot better than The Eyes of the Queen. The Eyes of the Queen was not a bad read, but it had middle book syndrome. I really struggled with it. I'm going to stop rehashing it because it's already in this vlog. So the Queen's Men is set up with a very clear line of what's going on and what mystery we're trying to solve. The Queen there's been an assassination attempt, and the MI6 original team are trying to figure out who it was. Along with that, the Queen has a special mission for Dr. D, and it's very interesting. I don't know how the third book's gonna go, though. Part of me wants to go on ahead and pick up the next book, which is something else. I don't remember what the title is. I don't have my Kindle or my phone up here. But the third part of me wants to pick up the third book, but I enjoyed the audio versions of book 1 and 2. Could I read book 3 without the audio? Yes. And yet, I don't know. I don't think I will make it through the book as well as I did with the audio. But since these are arcs that I do need to review, I need to go on ahead and read it and review it so that I can bring my Netgalley score back up. I am so used to getting denied for books that I put like 5. There were like 5 titles that I wanted to read, and normally of those 5 titles I might get 1. This time I think I've gotten 4 of the 5, and I'm like, okay. So my score is not horrible. It's in the 70s, but if I don't review these and continue bringing my score back up, I'm gonna have troubles where I'm not getting accepted anymore. So I am going to go ahead, I think, and start the next one. My goal today, honestly, is not that much. Yesterday really wiped me out. Yesterday I had orientation. I did no reading on Monday, getting ready for orientation. And then yesterday I did read, I guess it was about 40% of the book. But I had other factors to assist me in that. Even though I was exhausted, there were things going on. And I had things I had to do that led themselves well to listening to an audiobook. So, I don't know. I really want to do a lot of resting today, which lends itself well to reading. I also have to find my blue yarn. In the process of moving everything upstairs, I have lost 3 skeins of yarn, and I have what? I have 17 days to find it and make the blanket before the baby shower. So I'm going to do what I can, work on how I can, and go from there. So I'm going to stop jabbering, and I am going to start doing something. We'll see what it is. I'll check in later. Alright, so I'm going to keep on the Agents of the Crown series, and I'm going to start all the Queen's spies. In this one, there are rumors of the end of times coming, and John Dee is going to go to Prague in effort to prevent one of Catherine de Medici's ladies-in-waiting from from hiring the Roman Empire into a crusade against England. And And along with this, we're going to see some new characters, including a female code breaker who wants to keep Dr. D and the British Empire from completing any missions or continuing to be. So I'm going to get started on this one. Currently, it says 5.5 hours read time according to Kindle. We'll see how it actually goes. But I'm excited to continue this series and hopefully figure out what to mark off on my summer bingo board. I'll check in later. Hello everyone. So it is Saturday morning, the 8th. I am slowly working my way through all the Queen's Spies. I believe that's the title. Yeah, all the Queen's Spies. I'm 33% into this one, and I'm not sure what I think. The writing is great. Please, if you enjoy this type of book, you're probably going to enjoy this. But I'm struggling right now because I'm 33% into the book, and again, just like with the first book, I have no clue where this book is going. We have Dr. D. He's been sent into exile, and right now he's on his way to where he's going to be in exile, and all of this is or seems to be orchestrated by Walsingham. And I don't want to say I'm bored, because I am interested, but it's very easy for me to get distracted by everything else while reading this one. Some of that might be because it's a historical fiction. I feel that way a lot with historical fictions. But I'm just ready for this series to be done. So, I'm going to try really hard today to just read. I'm gonna try not to pick up my phone. I'm gonna try to just focus and see how things go from there. Hopefully I can get through this. According to this, I have 5.5 hours left. The original time that was given to me is nowhere near what the read time for me was going to be. I think originally it said like 6 hours, and no, that's not happening with this one. So I'm gonna keep reading and see where this goes. When I finish this one, I will decide if I'm even going to pick up the 4th and final book. I hate to say that, but also I don't feel that I'm doing Oliver Clements any justice in forcing myself through the book, not enjoying it, bringing the star rating down because I'm not the target audience. So I'm gonna give this one a chance, and we'll see how it goes from here. And I will check in with you hopefully soon. Alright, so I have now finished all the Queen's Spies. This one was a little bit different. I started reading the ARC I received of this one, and it was in an edited ARC version, and I think that's why I struggled some with it. I did end up having the brainchild idea of going on ahead and looking on Everand, even though I had already looked when I read the first two this week, of going ahead and seeing if I could find All the Queen's Spies on audio. It was there. The audio is amazing. I had a great time with it. But as I was listening and following along, there is a lot of editing that was done between the arc and the release. So, that being said, the fourth book of this series is not out yet and won't be out until August. So, I'm going to have to read the e-arc. Not a problem. I know going in that it's going to have editing that's still being done. So I'm going to attempt this one. I personally, so far in the series, would recommend doing the audio over the ebook. The narrator is amazing. He does a great job with all the voices and helps you kind of get in the world. Whereas for me, just reading Oliver Clements' writing, I'm not getting that. I'm not being immersed as easily. So, in just a little bit, I'm going to start this next one, The Queen Lies. In this one, we have Dee and Mary, Dee and Jane, and they're each kind of being sent on their own missions by the Queen. Jane is being sent to Mary, Queen of Scots, and is kind of like going to be the royal ambassador, it sounds like, between Queen Elizabeth and her half-sister Mary. But through all of this, Jane and Dee are going to kind of start to have sympathy for Mary and her predicament that she's in. So I'm excited to see this, and I will check in later. I am now halfway through The Queen's Lies, and things are all starting to come together. I don't know if this is the last one in the series that Oliver Clements is doing in the series, but if it is, it's not surprising based on what's going on. We have some characters who are getting revenge for events in other books, and still we have the overarching plot of some of the characters to get Mary, Queen of Scots, on the throne of England, and Queen Elizabeth doing her thing. And so it's a very interesting way to see things. We just got through a really intense moment with Dr. D and his son. And I am so glad it came out the way that it did, because I'm not sure if I would have continued reading the book if things had gone the other way than what they did. So I am gonna go on ahead and call it a night, and I'm gonna hopefully finish this book tomorrow. I will talk to you guys later. Hello everyone. So, really big update. I haven't read much this week because you may have noticed in my last clip that my face was a little swollen. I ended up getting a huge dental abscess, which required emergency dental work, and I had to get 16 teeth pulled after already having several teeth pulled throughout my life. I just have really weak enamel, and this is the cost of it. And I know some of you may think, oh, well, that's what root canals are for. But with having such weak enamel, when they remove that nerve to do the root canal, it just intensifies the process, and my root canal fails, and then I have to get it pulled anyway. So, to skip all of that, we went ahead and just had them pull 16 teeth. Which, if you know anything about the mouth, we have 32 teeth, including our wisdom teeth. Most of us have those 4 pulled out anyway. But I now have no teeth on my top, and I have no back molars on the bottom. So that has definitely cut into my reading. I've been in a little bit of pain, especially from the extractions. And so reading hasn't been the distraction that I've needed, partially because when I read, I look down, so that brings all the blood kind of pooling into those areas. So I've been watching TV. I have caught up on Doctor Who. I have 2 more episodes of Nashuti's run for season 1. Really enjoying it. But I am determined that today I am going to finish the Queen's lies. One thing I am having to learn is how to talk around the dentures. It's not exactly fun. So I understand if you don't want to hang around as much on my channel anymore. No problems. No hard feelings. I just hope that in months to come, you'll check out what I'm bringing as I'm relearning tongue placement. But I'm determined to finish the Queen's Lives. I'm at about 70% into it, and I really enjoyed the first 50%, and then this last, it's really about 16%. I'm struggling a little bit because I don't understand how it all fits. Some of that is the mystery, but at the same time, I'm like, I want it to be a little more clear on why we're getting this character's point of view and this character's point of view. It will all come out in the end, but I am struggling just a little bit with that. I am enjoying some of the perspective that we have of seeing Mary, Queen of Scots, and her kind of dilemmas of what she's wanting. Her half-sister, Queen Elizabeth, is on the throne. Her son is now 18. She hasn't seen him since he was little bitty. And her son has basically said that he will separate himself from the Catholic Church and ascend the throne after Queen Elizabeth if she does not have any heirs. This is not really a spoiler. This is history, so I'm not concerned about sharing that. But we do kind of see Mary, Queen of Scots' thoughts in this that maybe aren't necessarily historical, but her being okay to abdicate the throne. But I'm going to try to get this last 30% done or so, and I will update you guys when I finish. I have finished The Queen's Lies. Now that I have finished all 4 books, I definitely think that Oliver Clements is onto something in his style of writing. I really enjoyed the last book. It probably is going to be my highest rated, even though I struggled the most with it. Now, I will say his books are better, or at least for me, were better on audio than they were on the other audio, not audio, the physical ebook. Oh my goodness. So I had a great time with it, and I am excited for when this book comes out. I hope that he gets a good show out for this final book that he has released of this series, just because it really ties everything together, and his author's note at the end really sounds like he's done with it. Now, I will also say that I think that this would be far better on the screen than it was as a book. And part of the reason I think that is just the way that the plot moves. You almost need something carrying you along. And that's one thing that the screen does nicely. Oliver Clements is a screenwriter in London. And so I think that that would be a better choice for this. But now that I've finished this series, I think as a overall, this series I will give 4.5 stars. The final book I'll probably give 4.5 stars as well, just because it wrapped everything up in a way that was enjoyable, and it was enjoyable, and it took and connected all the dots that were left by the constant shifts in point of views, and even point of views of characters that don't seem like they're that important. So, great time with that. And now it is time to go over to my bingo board and mark these 4 books off. Alright, so to mark these off, I am going to actually do these 4 right here. And I'm not going to write the title or anything. I'm just going to go on ahead and cross them out. This was a historical fiction series, and on all of them we do have a person on the cover, and I did listen to the audiobook for the first 3. So I am on my way with my summer bingo. And there you have it. 4 boxes marked off and 4 books finished, a series finished. Definitely increased my ARC rating for Netgalley. So I'm going to call that a win for a week, even though I had some hardships during, well, actually I guess it's 2 weeks, during all of that. But I had an awesome time with these books, and I am excited to see what my reading will take, where my reading will take me next. But I'm going to end this vlog here, and I will see you next time. Bye.